up, boys? Today we're going to be melting bugs with a full damage over time focused interrogator, and there are two new dot focused overclocks that I'm really looking to try out. Either the Wave Cooker's new level 18 that allows it to shoot fire out of both ends at the same time, or the new Sludge Pump overclock at level 18 that allows it to drop 3 different elemental ground effects at the same time. So we're going to try and get one of those right at level 5 so that I can get a ton of levels for it. And then we're going to get other weapons that synergize decently with those. They're both beam weapons, so we can get like the cryo cannon for some crowd control and eventually some extra burning effects, or the Krakatoa Sentinel for some strong single target damage and some potential mining forests. If I get the Sludge Pump, I will probably want a second acid weapon as well, so we get the upgrades for that. Let's do some rerolls here. Okay, we got the Wave Cooker, so fire and beams it will be, and I'm going to try and get a lot of beam range so that we can make it hit almost the entire screen with the new level 18 overclock. We will have to give up the freezing effects that you could normally add to that, which is extremely strong, so this one's going to have to be pretty powerful to make up for that. I'll take a Wave Cooker level, get that going. Although damage is the most useless stat we can get on all of the weapons here for the interrogator. Status damage is pretty good.
Get ready, we'll be with you shortly.
So for the early overclocks on the Wave Cooker, let's go damage here, I guess. I want to get to the 100% potency because that one's just too good to pass up on Intero. I am not sure if I can even kill those, but it would be really good if I could. This is actually the first run I've done with that one available. The flamethrower is actually not bad against them if we can stand on top of them. Okay, that's perfect for these two, at least. Bit of armor. And then the other overclock I wanted, I think I'll take that then to get it out of the pool. We might get a decent number of artifacts here, although the pickup radius is tempting with all the hoarders. The other one I want for the Wave Cooker is the massively increased area on it, so that with the doubling effect we can just hit a huge portion of the screen at the same time. Grab some decent movements here. Try and stand on top of them as long as I can so that both beams of the flamethrower hit at the same time. Wave Cooker. So I'm choosing between these two because reload isn't that great and I want to get as much range as possible. I think I am going to take that, and I don't think beam damage applies to the damage over time effects on that. But if I'm wrong on that, someone please correct me because that would be very useful information to know. So there were 2 more, I think, and one of them was very low. We'll take potency over reload if they're that close. Lifetime, probably just go for the legendary here. And then out of these, let's get a bit of gold to go with all of that nitra then. And that'll help us find weapon range as well. Potency, fantastic, into an overclock. And then this is one of them that I wanted the beam with. And then for the other one, I'm really hoping to get the 100% potency, because that is way too good on Interrogator. So we could grab the Sludge Pump. I was mainly looking for fire beams. We would be getting the Krakatoa Sentinel. There isn't another one other than the cryo cannon, I think, but that'll have some pretty cool debuffs for the build, I think. Even though we won't really be scaling up acid that much. Ooh, perfect magnet. Bit of global damage.
Threat level keeps increasing. You need to work faster.
Feeling much better now. Come and get me, you big fucking spawn. Sorry.
Let's go for luck. That has some nice upgrades for all the beam weapons.
All tasks complete. Stage finished.
Here, we'll grab some early mining speed, weapon range into an overclock, and I'll grab +1 beams for that. Weapon range, I want all of that I can get, and they're all blue here anyways. Weapon range, we will take a purple there. Status is pretty nice. Potency is the only really choice there, and then I'll take a level here. Paint job to help our main weapon get its overclocks faster. So cryo cannon, or we could reroll, try and find the Krakatoa, or I could actually get... No, that was if I was focusing the sludge pump. Yeah, cryo, I think we'll go with that here.
Get yourself onto that drop pod. It's about to head out. Hatches shut. Taking you to stage 2.
Luck every time, potency, see what else we got. Actually, grab the early mining speed.
I'm feeling lucky.
Lifetime, we could probably use a little bit of that.
Yes.
Damage and potency for the main weapon.
Stuff of
Weapon range on those two, we do have a ton of nitro compared to the gold left over, so I'm fine with that.
will be better.
Take a level even though it's not ideal, and then probably just wait to get a bit more golds.
There's work to be done. Up and at 'em, miner.
Can't believe how green I was when I started. Sorry, your own fault for being full of good. Loot bug looted.
Big swarm detected. Lock up and get ready. Supply pod active. Locate the LZ and prep it for landing.
Potency is fine. So potency or reload, we'll take a blue so that we have a decent amount of that, I suppose.
Got a supply pod incoming. Well done.
Nice shot.
Nitro scanner early on is pretty nice. Shield belt actually does work here. All 4 of these will eventually do fire damage, but I just still don't think it's very good. Paint job versus weapon range. I do want to get the level 18 fairly quickly on that, and weapon range is one of the more fun level ups for it. I don't remember if I mentioned earlier which ground effects it gets, but it adds in the fire and the electrical ground, so all of the 3 different damage over time effects available, and allowing it to synergize with any of the damage over time type builds you try to do. And then you have acid increasing damage that enemies take, and electrical increasing crit chance, so you can also use it as sort of a full debuffer for regular damage builds as well. Here, probably go for the +1 beams. I suppose that would probably be most relevant for like a heavy gunner, since they have a lot of heavy and beam-based weapons. There aren't a ton of classes that have access to the sledge pump that also focus on like base weapon damage though, other than that I think. These are not great, we'll probably just take the level here. Potency is fantastic on the wave cooker. And then I think we need to be a little bit more sparing on the gold usage, since I have a lot more nitro with the scanner. Mainly just looking for luck and weapon range for the beams then, I think, at this point. Potency, pretty nice. Reload is fine. Weapon range, I'll take an overclock here, and +1 beams is the only real choice for interrogator here. Also, with the new overclock, you have to give up the other level 18, which is +3 beams. So any of those you can get early on are a lot more important now. I guess probably Nitra here. I'll take a wave cooker level. Potency is great, and then very nice, we got the two that I wanted there. Massive potency and the extra width. So we are on track to get the best in slot wave cooker. Big damage is actually not that good, but I guess. Wave cooker, I guess since we have a lot of nitra movements, we need to save some gold for the nitra upgrades. Damage is not great. Fire and potency is pretty good, those are not good. Potency is good. We don't really want to lower the lifetime just for some base weapon damage, so reload speed it is, I guess. One more, and potency is decent. We can get some levels as well, and then a bit of pickup.
You have your objectives. Get it done, miner.
Actually, pretty nice weapon levels for only the start of the 3rd stage. Might be able to get the new wave cooker overclock already here. Legendary XP fairly early on still.
Big swoon detected. Buggerman, get ready. Too much clutter for the supply pod to land. Do something.
Weapon range, yup.
Objective completed.
Gold tipped is okay. Let's do a couple rerolls maybe. Ooh, leaf clover. That'll help us getting really good upgrades in the shop when you're almost always doing a couple rerolls, as well as the base luck increase for everything.
Sorry, your own fault for being full of glue.
Big swarm detected. Lock up and get ready.
Have a bullet in the fight.
Range or potency. I think I'm gonna go ahead and grab that, and it's the best damage upgrade for it anyways. So this one is insanely good, but we have to give it up to try out the new one. An additional beam in the opposite direction. Now we'll cover like half of the screen with the decent range upgrades we've gotten already, and we're gonna try and keep scaling that up as well.
Big swarm detected. Lock up and get ready.
Loot bug eliminated. Hello and good morning.
Reload, that's fine.
Calling to me. Go to hell. Think you can kill me? Well, think again.
Reloads, I guess. Probably don't need it that badly, but having some of that might help.
I use haste. This one's for Carl. Ooh,
Potency or weapon range. I'll take a level here.
take it. You want some more? Boom, baby. Kill you.
Status damage.
Quota satisfied. The drop pod is arriving.
Let's go a bit of HP here. I think my damage is very solid already. And I like having a decent amount of survivability on
I'm having
damage over time focus builds. Potency, yep.
I'm gonna do something epic. This
Bit of movement.
work hard.
Gather up your beer and get onto that drop pod. It's about to leave. That's one for the books. Taking you to stage 4, miner.
Big armor.
Makes my whole life better.
Potency for the main weapon. I think I will keep taking those. Cheap potency here. We are lower on nitro compared to gold, so I'll just take some decent upgrades here.
Option.
Big paint job to help catch that one up. I can't get that on top of that. And I kind of want weapon range though, so I guess we'll go here.
Nice. I'll take it.
I think I will save that though. Take the beam weapon range.
Take it.
We've got work to do and quotas to meet. You have your objectives.
Maybe we're not gonna die after.
just lit up like a Christmas tree. We got a swarm incoming.
That's all you got is liberation.
Exemplary work. You've achieved your objective in a record time.
Your bags are great.
Reload into an overclock, that's fine. We'll go big lifetime here, I think.
The swarm is heading your way. Load up.
Feeling much better now. Bring it, backers! Let's show them some pie!
Supply pod prepped. Clear out the landing zone and triangulate your position so it can land.
Follow this!
Swarm detected. Get ready. They'll be with you shortly.
Ooh, weapon box. I've got to take that every time. Got the gun platform with plasma, which is, I think, completely useless other than the small chance of getting the mining effect at level 12 on that. Well, it actually does upgrade some of the artifacts based on having other weapons or overclocks. If we get those, it's actually pretty solid. But right now, in a vacuum, it's basically useless, I think.
Suck on this, you freaking nature!
Potency, yup.
Epic upgrade! That's a no-brainer!
I probably should still go for the purple crates off of the elites, actually. I want to get a bit more damage on them. We can get the final one here. Yeah, those aren't great either.
Try this out!
So burning zones or some big potency and weapon range. Since we're already going pretty high weapon range on gold upgrades, I think we'll just go for that one anyways. And get off-screen beams plus some decent potency on them.
Getting worse. Quota satisfied. The drop pod is arriving.
Damage isn't the greatest. Probably just take some reload here.
These every day.
Probably Nitra here.
This one shoots best. Open.
Big reload. I don't know that that's super necessary. 1.88. It's still pretty helpful, I guess. Reload there versus weapon range on one of our beam weapons.
Time's ticking, miner. Move it.
Reload, I guess.
Growing stronger.
Stage 4 is done. Onwards to stage 5 we go.
Grab the paint job, and then we will grab the burning effect on that definitely. So once we get level 18, that will be all 4 beam weapons dealing fire damage now. Fire rates, we have a decent amount of nitro, I'll grab that.
This next.
Potency definitely.
every day.
Some good global upgrades with golds, potency. Probably look for some other stuff.
Try again.
Potency there is pretty nice at least.
Here we go. You've found the dreadnought. Now you just need to make it come out of hibernation by destroying the cocoons. Show them what a single dwarf can do.
Feel much better now.
Objective completed. Excellent job.
None of these are great. I don't have a ton of pickup radius yet, so get a little more there. Armor grease is okay, and we can get that out of the artifact pool as well.
Can't land the supply pod. Impact zone is cluttered. Get it fixed.
Ugly son of a bitch.
Reload, sure.
I'm growing stronger.
Here we go. Prepare for impact.
Salty is okay. Let's see what else we got. Coupons, ooh, that's pretty good.
Rarely go for this one.
But mainly I just want the artifacts that go with the weapon the weapon box, status damage, the turbo encabulator, and the other one that I can't remember right now. The multi-tool.
Bring it, backers! Think this big time is gonna frickin' die big time! Shoot it in the face!
Weapon range.
Much better. Points on it.
Probably better if we can always go counterclockwise, since it's easier to keep the beams on him for a long time, I guess, actually.
dreadnought threat eliminated.
Let's go a bit more movement here.
Objective completed, Miner. Get to the drop pod before it heads back to orbit.
I guess a bit more pickup.
Smart pig. Think you can kill me? Think again.
The drop pod is about to leave. Get your ass moving, Miner. Good work, Miner. Now to stage 6.
Weapon range. Probably don't need reload for that anymore.
Surely next time we'll be
Plus
better.
1 beams. I think I will.
Way.
Bit of
Legendary.
reloads.
More options.
A little bit more mining.
Let me try again.
Luck, potency,
Rare.
weapon range to finish that off. And here's the new one, burning and shocking grounds on top of the acid by default. So 3 different damage over time effects.
There's beasties to shoot and work to be done. Get to it, Miner.
When this is done, I'm starting my own bloody mine. That's for damn sure. Show them.
Swarm detected. Get ready. They'll be with you shortly.
One down.
Objective completed. Too much crap in the way. Supplies can't land. Clear it out, Miner.
Let's show them the pain.
Big status damage, yep.
This one was
Prepare to fight for your life. A big box of goodies headed your way, Miner.
XP scanner on stage 6, or we would lose 126 HP, which is pretty painful, but I think I'm going to grab that and try to find some more HP upgrades then to help cancel that out a bit. That's a ton of global damage, which will work on everything, both the weapon damage and the status effects.
bloody hell, you're hot to kill. Shoot it in the face.
Prepare to fight for your life. A big swarm is approaching.
No one more blood. You bug hot. That's all you got is liberation. Faithful. Walk hard bound. Think you can kill me?
All
Don't
tasks
think
complete.
again.
Stage
These are not great. Kind of late for that, and I don't think that works on this damage over time, so I guess some lifetime here. Take a level here.
Break the pie.
Gather up your beard and get onto that drop pod. It's about to leave. Stage 6 complete. Diving deeper.
Luck? Nah.
I can't. I want another
Fuck.
go.
Damage. Probably look for fire rate or reload if I'm gonna take levels on that. Weapon range here. We can't finish that off but I think we can probably also just wait a bit on that.
Next.
+1 beams, sure. Oh, paint job's pretty good for pushing the levels on that. And we did get the mining effect, so it's kind of useful now.
Extra kick in it.
You have your objectives. Get it done, miner.
Onboard entertainment sucks.
Big swarm detected. Lock up and get ready.
You have a new boat. Here, have a bullet in the butt.
Prepare to fight for your life. Big swarm is
More
approaching.
luck. We're up to 94 base, wow. Plus the extra whenever I reroll in the shop.
Ethan! The dwarf is off the train.
Well done. You got them all. Prepare to fight for your life. Big swarm is approaching.
Got it right between the eyes. Hello and goodbye. You ugly son of a bitch.
Can't land the supply pod. Impact zone is cluttered. Get it fixed. There we go. Prepare for impact.
That's pretty good damage. I'd be pretty slow. But we are getting kind of close to the end, so I'm kind of down to just blast everything instantly with massive damage.
That's all you got, you slippery shit.
Big weapon range or luck? I think I want that. They're both good.
This upgrade's gonna change my life. Die!
All tasks complete.
+1 beams for the sludge pump. Yep.
The drop pod is prepped and ready. Get on it before it leaves.
Dwarf, don't die. Say
Weapon
no
range. Potency.
Vision.
Stage 7 done and dusted. Taking you to stage 8.
Weapon range, finish that off. And here, I guess we'll go weapon range potency again. Fit with the build here.
This one almost makes it too easy. Next.
I don't really love any of these. Paint job is okay.
Paint my neck. Let me try again.
Then we can finish that off with a bit of fire rates and take the massive fire rate again here.
Clock says it's time to
Movement to help out with the pickled nitra, weapon range for the sludge pump, or the cooker I mean.
better.
And then I guess we will anyways.
Next.
Grab some armor, since we are very light on survivability after the energy bars.
Quotas to meet. You have your objectives.
This dwarf is gonna be the death of us.
Swarm detected. Come and get ready.
Precious minerals.
I think probably just the nitra here to go with our coupons, weapon range. Oh god, I'm getting so slow now. The mining turrets with the nitra scanner.
There you go. Delivery of one resupply for you, miner.
We don't have anything to go with that, right? Yeah. Oh well, more damage.
Epic upgrade. That's a no-brainer.
They're just melting so far away.
Get to the drop pod before it heads back to orbit.
Weapon range. Although gold could actually do the same if you get lucky with it. Potency.
Upgrade. That's a no-brainer.
Get yourself onto that drop pod. It's about to head out.
Let's show them some
Keep pushing, miner. Stage 9 is next.
Weapon range, weapon range.
This rare stuff. Let's shake it up.
They're just not really great. Reload on that. Could use a little bit, I
The
guess.
stuff of legends.
1.52, so it has over 90% uptime. Probably don't really need that. I'll take some fire rate there for the mining.
What else we got?
Big status damage, beams, potency, weapon range.
I rarely pick one of these. I'm
See if we can get some more
lucky.
good gold stuff real quick.
What else?
Not really.
You have your objectives. Get it done, miner.
Next one. Let's go somewhere. Have a loot bottle.
Swarm detected. Get ready. We'll be with you shortly.
One down. Bloody hell, you're hot to kill. Nathan! Bring it, Beckers!
Supply pod LZ is full of crap. Please clear it out.
You're cute. You're dead.
Got a supply pod launch. Stand clear of the impact zone.
Another nitro scanner? There's only 2 stages left, but it would make the pickled nitro a bit stronger. YOLO.
I rarely pick one of these.
Swarm detected. Get ready. We'll be with you shortly.
Weapon range.
The upgrade I was looking for.
Well done. You got them all.
One
Big
down.
swarm detected. Lock up and get ready.
Do you like that? See you in hell. What's got it? Attack! Going creep.
All tasks complete. Stage
Ooh,
finished.
weapon for the
Drop pod is prepped
weapon
and
range for the
ready.
wave
Get
cooker.
on it before it leaves.
Gold also fantastic. And I missed a magnet. I think I'm not gonna go for that with how slow I am. I am plenty strong enough already, not gonna risk it for that.
It's a little
Need to make sure I fully reset my nitra on each supply pod, so we don't get too slow here though.
Disappear on the house when you make it back. If you make it back.
Weapon
Rarely
range,
get one of these. More options.
weapon range,
This is a
potency,
rare treat.
bit of movement,
I want another go.
weapon range, beams.
Oh, this is what else we got.
Let's take a reroll here.
Shake it up.
Kind of late for that now. Potency,
Rarely go for this one.
30 after this. We do have the coupons, I can maybe find something off of that. No, 5 more nitra, why? I guess we'll take that and some range here. Lock that for next run.
Here we go. You've found the dreadnought. Now you just need to make it come out of hibernation by destroying the cocoons. Show them what a single dwarf can do.
So we got up to 280% at the start of the level here on the wave cooker. If I had gotten that second nitro scanner one stage earlier, that would have done it.
Supply pod ready for insertion. The drop point is
Oh, I didn't even see I killed all the eggs. Oops. My beams are too long. I don't think I have time to get that now. He's gonna die too fast. He is cooked, bro.
good work, team. Objective completed. All tasks complete. Stage finished. The drop pod is prepped and ready. Get on it. Supply pod imminent.
We could have gotten the multi-tool to go with the weapon box. 13 stacks is kind of crazy on that. Turbo Encabulator would have been the better one since that has some global damage on it as well. So final stats, we had 416% global damage, a lot from the pickled nitra, a little bit from the gold tipped. The very early hoolie bait actually paid off quite nicely. We got up to 5, 10, 12 artifacts it looks like. 74% reload, 591% status damage, 94 luck plus a bit whenever we reroll with the clover artifacts. Wave cooker up to 22.4 range with a 280% increase. 313% potency, a little bit of extra fire stats on top of all of that. New centralized reflector overclock, pretty nice. That was an insanely strong run, and we even got to see the new sludge pump overclock as well. Burning and shocking status effect. Look at all those weapon range upgrades. Cryo, we had both of the upgrades I wanted for that, burning and extra beams, and then we got the big range and potency. Same thing for that, I think, beams and then big range and potency. A little bit of extra mining from the weapon box, and it buffed up the multi-tool a tiny amount, even though I accidentally killed the boss too quickly to really benefit from that.
Management is pleased.
But sometimes you just suffer from success, what can I say? So, I'm not really sure how to calculate all of this, but we had at least 130 million fire dots, I would say. Let's see, we had 13 million acid dot from the sludge pump, 8 million, and we didn't really have that for that long. So that actually seems to be kind of nuts, especially if you can get some extra beams up here and here, since you're missing out on the +3 over there. But that seems really good, and we're going to have to do a full build around that at some point with some extra acid weapons to add in the upgrade for that. But that's going to be it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.